welcome. Welcome, one, welcome all. Welcome to another live. So, I guess today's topic we're going to talk about, or I'll be talking about navigating autism. And I would love to hear from you. So, come on in, and let us have a quick conversation. And hopefully, I get to help somebody and I get to learn from you as well. So, if you're new here, welcome. Please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button so that we can help to build this platform, One More Genius. So, our little genius is journeying with autism, and it has been, yeah, a journey. We could say that. All right, so there are moments, high moments, low moments, but the journey continues. So, a challenge that a lot of us may be aware of is that for some kids living with autism, elopement is a big concern for families. And I say some kids because I like to say if you know one child with autism, you know one child with autism, because not every child living with autism is the same. And so that we must also understand that their needs and just how they operate on a day to day may differ, but sometimes there might be similarities, and we can learn from each other. So if you're here, welcome. We're so happy to have you here with us. So don't be afraid to hit the like button and also hit that subscription button, because we're trying to build this platform to spread awareness and also to learn from each other. So again, if you have a family member with autism, welcome. Shana, welcome. So happy to have you here. And this looks like E. Hello, welcome. So hit the like button, hit the subscription button, and let us get this platform going. So again, a big concern for us is elopement. So our little genius has managed to get out of the house on several occasions, and it's not that we haven't tried everything. We have tried so many things, so many locks, so many techniques, fencing. Trust me, he's 7, but he's very smart. He knows how to problem solve, and every time we do something, he's figuring his way out, jumping over the fence, getting away. And it is something that is very scary. Very scary. Very scary. And so we have been doing all that we can to ensure that he's okay. Thank you so much, Sean. I really appreciate it. Welcome, everyone. We have purchased several locks, so right now we're waiting on some other devices to arrive to get those things going, because we understand the seriousness of him running away, and that we will not be able to live with for sure if the worst should happen. So we are trying to be as proactive as we can to ensure that he is safe and okay. But a lot of people would say, but he's smart, he's understanding, he understands how to get the chair, get it outside, how to climb on the AC to get over the fence. Like, he's doing all of that. But a big part of that, from our perspective, is that he does not understand the danger that is associated with that kind of behavior. And so we are also trying to encourage him, not to go out, or if he wants to go out, to come and ask us to let us know. We ensure that we take him out, but even so he still wants to go on his own. And so that part of it is something that we have been navigating. So yeah, we're trying to figure out too, like, triggers that are driving this kind of behavior, right? And so that is something. So sometimes kids, they may be experiencing like a sensory overload. And so we are trying to understand, what is, for example, driving the behavior. But from what we have seen, so yes, there is some communication barriers, but he's pretty good at least using the AAC device to express himself, and he's not using that. And sometimes if he wants to go outside, he'll come and let you know that he wants to go outside. So when we think about, possible, I guess, triggers, I would say it's more of a special interest, because for the last few times that he left the house, he went to one particular location, and that location has an exercise room. And he has been going there, as I said, for on a few occasions, which is good in the sense that we at least we can check there to find out if he's there. But as I say, it's scary because, as you can see, the road is there. We don't know if he's using the road properly, and he's actually crossing streets. So that is very, very, very scary for us in that way. But as I was saying, usually there are some triggers that would cause a child to elope. It could be, let's say, noise, as I said, that sensory overload, communication challenges. But what I have kind of, as I said, due to the last few times, I think it's more like a goal, something that is more goal oriented for him, and just wanting to do that out of the interest that I believe. So when I did a little bit more scanning into this place that he went for on the last few occasions, I recognized that there was an exercise room, and he's very fond of the treadmill. So now that could be the reason why he keeps going to that location, right? So we have been doing so much in the context of, just trying to get things that we think will help. And so it's not the lack of, let's say, not having equipment. And I'm just going to give you a quick, if I can. I don't know how this thing works here, but let's see. Just give me a moment. And I'm going to just show you just some of the things that we have here for our little genius. So it's not that we haven't tried. So as you can see here, these are some steps. This is like a mini trampoline. This is a spinner. And if you know, these things, helps. So he likes to use these things. So again, we're just here to spread awareness and to learn. So if you're in a similar situation, we want to hear from you, what worked for you, what didn't work, all of that. We would love to hear from you. So these are some of the things, a few of the things that we have. And we have like a little swing, kind of spinning chair in the back. So we have a few things. And just let me tell you, it's not easy. It's not easy to get these things. These things are very expensive, and it takes, yeah, it takes a lot. These things are very expensive, and especially with his needs, there are other things that we have to do to support him, and so it really takes a lot from us as parents, and just to not having a big support system, because we have to do everything for him, not in the sense in terms of supervision, care. We're scared of leaving him with people who do not understand him. So we could not just say, okay, we're leaving our little genius with a family member, or, it has to be someone who knows him like inside out, knows his little moves, knows, those indications, for example, that are going to tell you that he's about to move, he's going to run away, or he's going to trick you into believing that he wants to do something, but then he manages to escape, to go away, to elope. And so these are some of the things that, we have been navigating as a family, and it's good to spread awareness so that people can have an understanding of, how these things, just impact not just the child, but the family, because we're all on this journey together in the context of autism. So while the child, yes, I guess experiences the most impact, as the family, we are right there in it. And it's not that it's always doom and gloom, as I shared, there are moments that are very high and happy and positive, but at the same time, there are some challenging ones, very scary ones too. And it's hard for us to really navigate as parents, and especially when we do not have a lot of supports, or we have to be fighting for support. So if you're still here, please remember to hit the like button, hit that subscription button as well, and help me to grow this platform. We would really appreciate it. And when you think about work, that's another challenge, and maybe another story for another day. But yeah, so again, in the context of safety plans, as I shared about, our little genius eloping, we have gone with like high locks, really high locks, but he's fairly tall, and then getting something to aid him to that height um, makes our effort pretty much useless in that sense, in ensuring that he's safe. So the next thing that we are doing now, or we're going to do, we're just waiting for the things to get here, is to have like an alarm system in place and to give us an indication. It won't perhaps prevent him from going out, but at least we will be alerted pretty quickly. So, and yes, we have used every other thing that we can, I think. So, in terms of at least trying to locate him, but now at this point is really trying to keep him inside safely. And if he attempts to leave, at least we can stop him before he gets too far. So that is something that we have been navigating, and I don't know if you have any similar experience in terms of knowing a child, or if you have a child living with autism, eloping, running away. Would love to hear from you in the comment section as well. But it's a journey, and we are We are believers, and we know that he's going to shine. He's shining already. Let me tell you, he's one big genius in every possible way. Like, his brain is working. Like, it's just that, as I shared earlier, I don't think he understands the dangers associated with some of the things that he does, but he's really smart. He's alert, he's intelligent, and he's able to express himself, and he has this determined spirit where he's going to go for what he wants. And that can be scary at times with a child eloping. So what we're trying to do, we're not trying to kill that, we're trying to redirect him in other, I guess, more positive ways, safer ways. So if you're coming in, please remember to hit the like button, hit the subscription button, and let's help build this platform, OneMorGenius, so that we can continue to share and learn from each other, and so that you can help us to support our little genius. All right. And so we have been doing all that we can in the context of ensuring that he's safe, trying to reduce triggers. But as I shared just now, I believe the trigger for him leaving the house is one associated with interest, and not necessarily a sensory overload, for example. And so because of that, we're trying to, as I said, redirect. We're also going to see, because we do have a treadmill here, and we're going to see how best we can, but we cannot allow him to use that on his own. And so we have that locked away, and we are wondering, is it good? Will this little period phase out, when especially school will reopen in a few weeks? So perhaps that will shift that focus, that direction. But we continue to do the best that we can to ensure that our little genius is safe and okay. And again, it's a challenging journey, can be very challenging at times, but I also want to give you hope. We have seen lots of positives with our little genius in terms of just his communication, how he's helping himself more, so those self-help skills. So we are not going to, we understand the challenges, at least we try to, because he's the one who is really experiencing all of this, but we're just here to continue to support him, and so that he can be his best self. All right, so if you too, and I guess you're hearing that knocking, that's our little genius. He's knocking away. Right. So if you're still here, thank you so much for coming over. And we would love to have you as part of our genius family. I think we could stick to that name. All right. You're all geniuses. And we would love for you to be here, be part of our genius family. Jordy, welcome, welcome. So happy to have you here. And I am kindly asking you to help us to build this platform, let us grow so we can continue to spread the word. And if you're new here, you can at least get caught up. You can watch a few of the shorts on this channel and, get a sense of what is happening with our little genius. And again, thank you so, so much for coming over. We really appreciate you, and I look forward to chatting with you again soon. All right, so the little genius is back inside and he's ready for mommy. So Take care, everyone, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. You want to say hello? Say hello. All right, can you say bye?
Bye.
Did you hear him? Come say bye again. They want to hear you. Say bye.
Bye.
Very good. Bye. Say bye again.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Jamily. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for being here. So that's it from the genius. The genius said bye. All right, take care, everyone. And please subscribe, turn on your post notification, hit the like button, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video or the next live. It's easier sometimes to just come live, guys. It's hard with this journey to like do the videos and all, but we'll see. But it's just easier to come live at, yeah. So see you all soon. Take care and bye for now.